Folks, welcome back to another episode of the Friendo Wagon podcast, the only piece of media that is perhaps more painful than stepping on a Lego piece. Nevertheless, grateful you're here. It's Smith, as always, joined by my compatriots, Ethan and Pata. How we doing tonight, fellas?
Welcome aboard.
Howdy, howdy.
Doing well.
We are prepared for another voyage, another descent into the unnecessary, the completely aimless tragedy that is this piece of content that you somehow keep tuning into. The load is secured. It's time to ride. I don't even know what's on the agenda, but we're about to fire it off. Maybe.
Maybe.
We'll think about it.
I think the only thing that I had at the top of my list was, I know a couple episodes ago that I said that there would probably only be around 2 more updates for NASCAR 25. That turned out to be a lie. I will admit, I'm still concerned that we don't have any gameplay. Apparently that's coming. Apparently that's coming next week at the time of recording. So we're supposed to be getting a gameplay trailer. Again, 60 frames confirmed for all the haters out there. The haters might be right on some things, but they're not right about poor visual performance. 60 frames confirmed. We're getting the pre-orders and a gameplay trailer opened up next Friday, September the 18th. Maybe that's Thursday. Whatever day of the week it is, September 18th. There's some pre-order bonuses. They are really going to sucker me into buying the premium edition of this game. I think they're dubbing it the Gold Edition, which I can't really fault that because I love gold. But you get the, of course, you get the base game. How sick would that be if you didn't get the base game? I feel it's so stupid whenever they include that. But yeah, you get the base game. You get 3 additional paint schemes of the cover drivers: Ryan Blaney, Christopher Bell, William Byron. You get some other in-game currency stuff. I don't really like stuff like that as pre-order bonuses, but that's just the little purist in me. Like whenever I experience a game for the first time, be it racing or a horror game or just anything, I like to experience the game as true to the base version or the expected experience as possible. Like not, other than cosmetics. I'm cool with cosmetics, but I don't like starting out with, like, in this case, extra career bonus dollars or rep points. Like, no, I want to start out as a poor, broke loser hopping into one of these race cars. But that's neither here nor there. With the Gold Edition, get 72-hour early access, something that I don't usually care about. But if we're going to do it for Dale, might as well do it 3 days early.
Hey.
VIP employees, whatever that means. I'm hoping that's related to the career mode and not actually having slaves sent to my house.
Well, we clearly have 2 different play styles.
Even more career bonus dollars and rep points with the pre-order of the Gold Edition and instead of the Standard Edition. But perhaps the most important thing for me, they're implementing a season pass situation, and over the course of 3 DLC packs, we're going to get a whole bunch of paint schemes and fire suits, somewhere to the tune of over 230 of them. That's a lot of paint schemes, and I'm down with that. That's one thing, like, my brother-in-law and I, like, we still play NASCAR Heat 5, the last, like, okay installation in NASCAR games, but there's just a dreadful lack of schemes on there. And this is a discussion for the monetization model of like the actual sport of NASCAR that doesn't pertain to anything that anyone cares about here. Not that the game does either, but um, in a nutshell, basically, NASCAR drivers have like sort of lost their identity in the modern era. Like, whenever you go back to the golden age of NASCAR racing, we're talking like the '90s, early 2000s. I'm a glazing fanboy in this case, but you think of stuff like Dale Earnhardt Sr., Dale Earnhardt Jr., like iconic schemes. Like you've got the black 3 Goodwrench car, you've got the red Budweiser #8, like Terry Labonte in the freaking Kellogg's car, Bobby Labonte in the Interstate Batteries, Kyle Busch in the M&M's car. These are just a handful of examples of drivers that made like one scheme or one brand popular. It's not the case in 2025 NASCAR. Like there's not really any driver that has like one big primary sponsor, and it's just they have like 4 or 5 sponsors that will sponsor certain races throughout the year, and it's it gets kind of there's no brand recognition's not the word, but there's no like identity. Like you can't get scared of the black 3 in your rear view, not because he's dead, but because he probably wouldn't even have that sponsor nowadays because the financial landscape has changed so far. But anyway, man, I could go into a whole discussion about that, but we're not going to do that. Just a lot of paint schemes and stuff coming, so I'll be dropping $80 for the gold edition most likely. But the something refreshing to see is that the base game is only $60. They're not doing that stupid next gen pricing stuff of $70 for a new game, which was nice to see.
Most places, or most publishers I've noticed, aside from the really big ones, like the vast majority of them aren't charging that, which is good. It's really just like the bigger AAA studios like Sony and Microsoft, a few of them. Like a lot of places are still just doing 60 lately, which is refreshing, like you said. Like I got Chronos last night, and the base version of it's 60. So I paid the extra 10 for the deluxe. Yeah, I'm more inclined to give you the money for the deluxe if your base pricing is what it should be.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, yeah. I'm thinking back to like one of the happiest times that I've ever had purchasing a premium edition of a game was actually Resident Evil 2 Remake. Like I think that deluxe version was also just $70, and
yes,
it came with it came with everything that you could have possibly wanted, like cool cosmetics for the characters, sweet guns, and like of course we're physical edition stands here, and you got the different like cover art for your deluxe edition and everything, and like that's the stuff that I want and care about, and just stuff that's like makes a tangible difference to the game. And yeah, that's so hard to come by anymore. Most of the time now, if you're paying for a premium edition, it's like you don't even really get anything cool. Like there's no draw to do so for a physical edition. They do all this crazy stuff for digital editions, and like I mean, I got to be honest, I don't care about early access for a game. Like, and I'm not likely to spend more money just to have 2 or 3 day early access. I don't understand why that's been such a big thing.
Yeah, it's been really prevalent lately, and I also don't really know why. Just all of a sudden they decided to be doing that. I mean, like on some games, sure, I'll do it, but that's one because they might not have a physical edition, or 2, I just really, really, really want to support the game, and then I will buy the physical edition later, which is the move I made with Death Stranding 2.
Yep.
Because I wanted all that stuff, so like, okay, yeah, sure, I'll buy the physical later because I want to support it. So, whatever. But by and large, I don't really care about early access either.
It's weird. This is all to say, the digital era of gaming continues to be a bit
Trash.
disappointing. And man, we really need to bring back midnight pre-releases. I never had the.
Yes.
I don't. I don't. I either never went to any or I only went to one, and I can't remember exactly what it was. But even just the thought of experiencing something like that, I can't believe that has been ripped away from us because of improved access to technology. I mean, there's just we lost such a crucial part of the gaming community whenever we did away with midnight pre-releases.
We really did.
I literally can't count on both hands the amount of midnight releases Potter and I went together.
Oh yeah. And most of the time he was just going with me just to go.
Yeah, there were only a handful of times that we were buying the same game, but I have been to numerous that I was not buying the game, just wanted the experience.
It was worth it.
Oh,
It was always a good time.
it was incredible. Even if I was never going to play that game, it was still nice to go and be a part of that community.
Right.
And if you really want to get technical about it, and this is just a big full circle moment because this is also back when you could buy a game, like you could go to GameStop or wherever and get your game at midnight, go home, slam it in your system, and you'd be playing in basically no time. You just had to wait for the thing to install. You didn't have to there was none of this gigantic day one patch stuff like launching a broken game. You have to download the majority of it to your console. No, it was just that so many things taken from us. And if you really want to get technical about it, there was still technically early access because most people wouldn't be playing that game anyway until they got home from work or something the next day. So you still got your early access. It hurts me. The loss is devastating.
Potter and I were going to them whenever there was no installation. It was like you just put the disc in and played.
Yep.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Simple. Yeah.
It sounds like fiction. I don't believe you.
I'm talking even into the PS4 era, like multiple games in that era that just picked them up when they came out, drove home, started playing the game.
Oh yeah.
Truly
all the time.
Look how they've massacred my boy moment.
It was a truly different era.
Yeah, and even early on when installs started being a thing, it really sucked because back in the day you would pick up your physical copy, you come home, and even if you never looked at it, you had that physical booklet. You know, like you had the instruction manual in the case, or way back in the PS2 days, you even had like whole like lore bits in the manual that you could read if you wanted to. But when they started doing all the install stuff, you didn't even get that because now they just give you a single little slip of paper with warnings on it if you get that.
I was about to say, man, you're lucky if you get anything in a physical game case nowadays except for just the actual disc.
Menus are a lost art. Manuals are a lost art, and it's sad.
Like I'm thinking about like specifically the Halo 2 manual, how that thing was basically a game guide. Like,
right?
Oh man, I just don't do it anymore. It's sad.
You should see the one for OG Warcraft and even Guild Wars. Like, they were huge. They were entire little like books that you could go through all the game, like downloaded or installed. It was great. The way it should be.
That's another thing that I'm sad that's lost. It pops up like very very seldomly again in like certain premium editions of games, but I couldn't tell you the last game that actually had one released for it in the modern era, but like the actual game guides, I undervalued those um, growing up. I didn't realize how cool I would find them later on in life. I've actually started like going to like used bookstores whenever I can and then looking for old game guides of games that I used to care about as a kid just to have them to reconnect with that part of my life.
Yeah, I mean, there's some really cool ones. I know the one that I picked up for Phantom Pain. Like, I got the hardcover. The art on the cover is fantastic, and just it's a very detailed guide. And in the back, there's a whole art section, and there's also a bunch of maps, and there's like the whole lore of the Metal Gear franchise up to that point, so you can read through the entire thing.
That's so sick. I think I think the first one that I ever had an in-depth experience with was Resident Evil 5 at your house whenever we played that game co-op for the first time.
Oh yeah, yeah,
That one is so formative to Smith lore that it was among the first batch that I purchased, so I'm happy to own a copy of that one. Though I only have the standard like paperback one. I'm gonna upgrade my copy to the fancy hardcover one eventually.
yeah. That one by Piggyback Interactive is very, very good too, as far as those guys go. I
And
like that one.
it's gonna be something cool too, because like I've never played any of the Metal Gear games, but whenever I finally get around to playing that HD collection, like it'll just be nice to have those, just to have for like second and third playthroughs or whatever. I don't know. It's like a lost art, you know. It's sort of akin to those like old cheat code books that you could find on like end caps and Walmarts years and years ago.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I
I
forgot
need
all about those things.
I need to try to find some of those too, because it's just like those things are relics, man. Crazy.
They are, and like a lot of them are worth a lot of money. Like that one that I got for 5 that you were talking about, the Piggyback Interactive Guide. When I got that, I had just ordered 5, like well after its release off of eBay, and the guy just sent the guide, so I got that for free.
He's a good man. He knew that you would cherish that on down the line. He
Oh,
didn't
I do.
he didn't know how important that would be in our lives even to this day.
How could he? Yeah, no, like you're right though. Guides are a lost art form, and I miss them greatly. Not even because like I would look at them going through a game initially, just because I like the art. I like having them, and a lot of them also came out at a time where when you were going back through something and you wanted to get everything, if you want all the collectibles, you couldn't sometimes just get on Google because half the time nobody found the thing. But you got a guide like that, you just flip it open,
Yeah, it
and
was
there it
like
is.
trophy and achievement guides before they were so widely available or popularized.
Right.
Look, this is just taking me back to my decently extensive collection of tips and tricks magazines.
Oh, I forgot
Yes.
about that too. Yeah.
Yeah, I had to look it up.
This is gonna turn into one big nostalgia cast.
I'm here for it. Like, look, those, I did not realize those stopped in 2007. Like, I had a subscription to those for a few years.
I remember that now. Yeah.
Those ran
I
from
remember.
93 to 2007. I'm like, that is incredible. And I have quite a few of them.
Yeah. God. A lot of that stuff is just so cool though to still have today.
Oh, yeah, if I'm not mistaken, the first one that I ever got was Resident Evil 3 was coming out because I remember it was on like it was either the last page of the book or it was on the back cover. But I remember seeing the advertisement for it.
Man, that one had to have been. Jeez, when did 3 come out? That was in the late 90s, I think.
Oh, it definitely was. I'll research.
I know it wasn't
Somewhere.
93.
I would have to do some digging, but I think that I still have a small stack of
Had to be 99.
that Electronic Gaming Monthly magazine. Is that what it was called? Electronic Gaming
Yeah,
Monthly?
EGM. Yep.
Yeah, I think I still have a small stack of those that you had and that you had given to me. Some of it, like I can remember one of them in particular being about one of the Halo games.
Yeah, I have a box full of those somewhere still, I believe. No, it wasn't EGMs. I've got a box full of Game
Probably
Informer.
Game, yeah, Game Informer.
Yeah,
Didn't they? They brought that back, right? Isn't Game
they
Informer back?
did. Yeah, they had canceled it, and then
Ooh,
randomly here a few months ago they were like, "Oh yeah, we're bringing it back." So the site's
neat.
back up. I don't know if they're still putting out physical magazines, but the site is back and they are doing stuff.
Nice.
That's good. I always liked getting Game Informer whenever I had
So
GameStop
did I.
Pro or whatever it was.
Yeah, I mean it was just a nice bonus. And then they started doing like, "Oh well, you want the digital version?" No, no, I don't. The fact that you would ask me that is insulting.
Even though the actual game turned out to be a disappointment, I love that I own the physical Game Informer for Resident Evil 3 remake. I don't know, it's just I was so stoked to get that at the time.
I have that one as well. I agree. That was just a disappointment. We could talk a whole podcast about that one though.
Just for the record,
Bad
Resident Evil
time.
3 came out in Japan
99.
on September 22nd of 99 and November 11th of 99 in the US.
Yeah.
Well,
I was
North
thinking it had
America.
to be like 90, 98 or 99. And speaking of survival horror games, any updates on Silent Hill 2 there, Snoop?
I played a little bit more tonight. I'm about to go to the Historic Society building, I think. I'm on the last place that I saved, I'm on a long walk up a street up at the northern part of the map where that's at, and that sounds innocuous, but this is perhaps one of the scariest moments of the game so far because I'm not being attacked by anything, and there's almost no music, and it is just environmental sounds. And I'm like losing my mind a little bit.
Oh, don't
That
worry, it gets better.
man, yeah, I was telling my wife tonight that I was trying to once again explain that this is every time that I boot that game up and play any amount of it, it is just solidified as so far at this point in my life the scariest game that I've ever played. I'm like I'm not kidding. I am completely puckered the entire time that I'm playing this. Like I am so on edge. Oh man. Yeah, I got scared so bad by another one of those mannequins again tonight. Insane. It's like they just keep finding new and creative ways of ruining my life. They started upping the ante though in some of these environments that I was playing through earlier. Like I got into a pretty tight corridor, and I think there was a mannequin and two nurses, and man, genuinely frightening. And like that meme of whenever you have to go into the serious gamer stance of like you go from leaning back in the seat to sitting up and like just
Yeah.
fully focused. That was me, except the pants a little heavier, if you will. But man, Having a great time still so far. I don't know how much time that I have left to the end, but I
One more like solid sit down session would probably do it. You got like you're like 2/3. You got two more big linear sections.
I continue to grow more and more concerned. Also, there was something I ran through a very, very dark hallway where the floor was graded and there was a bunch of
Yeah.
space underneath that. And I once again heard that thudding that we talked about last episode, and I was losing my mind because I couldn't tell where it was coming from directionally, and I thought that it was Pyramid Head, and everything was so dark, and I'm like, this guy is about to just come out of nowhere and scare the absolute life out of me, like actually, like this will be the end for me here in real life. It turned out to be maybe worse than that. I'm not sure. But there was something with very long, concerning looking arms and a very horrified looking face.
Yes.
Like dangling from the graded floor, like chasing after me like a monkey. I don't know. I didn't try to
Yep.
fight it, I just ran. Like,
Yeah, so fun fact about those. You can actually kill them.
can or cannot.
You can.
I
For
figured
years,
so.
for years playing the original version of that game, I labored under the delusion that they were immortal, so I never tried to kill them. But you can
My assumption
actually
is that
drop them.
you could just like shoot their little their hands, for lack of a better word, because they're not actually hands. They look like I don't want to say what they look like on the podcast. So I would have to say what they I would have to say what they actually look like on
Suction cups.
yeah, on the paid version of this. Um, Flashlight, but you change the first vowel. How about that? That's what their arms look like.
uh,
Um,
those enemies are also called mandarins, if I remember right. If anybody wants to just look up what they look like, there you go.
don't look up flashlight with the changed vowel. Look up the other thing.
But yeah, you can also. I think you can actually also hit them with a melee if you try.
You're out of your mind if you think that I would ever even consider that.
I could be wrong about that, but I think it's a possibility. I know
For
for
my
sure that you can
for
blast.
for my purposes, you are wrong about that. I will not be attempting that.
And that's fine. It's fair. Honestly, you can just run by them, so there's no real reason to
I
waste your
absolutely
ammo.
did. I absolutely did.
Yeah,
I'm enjoying sitting those nurses down with the shotgun, man. That has been great.
it's very satisfying.
I took what you said to heart last episode about you just unloading shotgun into them, and man, whew,
Oh yeah,
that's gotten me out of some tight spots. It's been great.
I mean you barrel stuff them. That's it. That's
Oh
all you
yeah.
got to do. And this maybe give them a little stompy stomp, just to be sure.
I'm to the point in that game to where I've had it happen on more than one occasion that those nurses will like feign death and jump back up on me.
Oh yeah.
But long before I encountered them, even after the radio static and the music stops, like signaling to you that the enemy might be dead, I still stomp or whack them with the pipe a couple of times just to make sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Never forget rule number 2 or whatever it is of Zombieland.
Double tap.
Double tap.
Yeah, I always make sure. I don't care if the radio is going off or not.
I I am rather fearful of my platinum journey with that game. It will be done, but there's that one trophy for completing the game not using the radio, and
Yep.
I gotta tell you, with the amount of times that thing has alleviated the pain of some scares, I'm gonna be in really bad shape going through that game without the radio.
It was my second run that I did it without the radio. It's kind of like I played it for a long time on the PS2, but after the first run, it's kind of like, okay, I kind of roughly know where some things are. The mannequins will still screw with you.
Oh, they always do, man.
So you can't really stop that from happening, to be fair.
I'm also hoping that I will just feel nearly unstoppable with the chainsaw. I hope.
You will. You
I
will.
hope that will feel good in New Game Plus.
Yeah, you just become the boss fight at that point.
But yeah, it's going well. I'm looking forward to finishing it. I'm really gonna try to do that this weekend. I'm desperate to know some of the conclusions of this. There's everything just it's one of those situations to where, though not nearly as confusing as Death Stranding, I am still thrown for quite the loop. There's so many things just written on the walls and so many cryptic messages and things that you find, and it's just like I barely even know who I am at this point, but maybe that's the point.
Yeah, I also wanted to point out, last time we talked about how James will just shove his arm in a random hole or like down a disgusting toilet because there might be something in there that he needs, like there might be a key or something. I also wanted to point out that this man finds syringes of a mysterious substance. He's like, that'll clearly heal me.
Doesn't even question it. The very first time, the game doesn't explain it to you or anything other than a menu popping up and telling the player that it is, a health item, a syringe. Like this man, he's just he. We talked about it last time. He's insane. There's nothing. There's nothing well about this man. He's like he just finds these random health drinks out in the wild, finds syringes just in random boxes, and is just like cool with consuming all of this stuff. He is. I will never be the man that James Sunderland is.
He's
Maybe
just
I
a little different.
maybe I don't want to be.
Yeah, I mean, he saw that and just, yeah, put it in my veins. It's fine.
Put it in my veins. Can't get much worse. I'm suffering at the hands of what is an abject horror, the worst thing that I've ever seen. How could it get worse?
It's literally just, yeah, I mean, what could go wrong at this point?
Oh no, I get hepatitis C. I'm gonna be dead in 5 minutes anyway.
Yeah, it's fine. It doesn't matter. Yeah, yeah. It's a wild game,
Excuse
though.
me.
You're excused.
All right, he's been excused.
I'm just trying to put that together.
Yeah, so that's good.
You talked about Chronos. Have you played it yet?
So I haven't actually got to play it yet. I'm planning on doing that probably tonight for a minute. I'm gonna fire it up and see. I have watched bits and pieces of Bakla Soup and was critical play it a bit, just to kind
Trailer
of
looked good.
see what. Yeah, it did, and I watched them play it for a bit. I value both of their opinions pretty well, especially Bach on horror titles that are new. And he had nothing but good things to say about it. Like he was really enjoying it. It looks really good. Frame rate seems to be good. It's pretty. I like the aesthetic it has. And apparently, it's one of those survival horror games where ammo is actually limited.
That's what you want.
Because there's just like points where people I've seen on the Reddit, people are talking about how like, oh, I've got like 5 shots and I've got like 8 enemies, and I'm just okay, run. this is what you're supposed to do. Just run.
That's how you want your survival horror to be.
You want to have a survival aspect.
At least on the first playthrough. I'm cool with subsequent playthroughs like you feeling like a boss, but there's nothing quite like feeling like you're actually fighting for your life.
Oh yeah, and apparently on New Game Plus you pretty well have the ammo that you need. I believe you can craft it in it like you can in Resident Evil 3.
Interesting. Man, I forgot that was a thing in 3. Wow.
Yeah. Apparently they put a lot more of an emphasis on it than Chronos. Also, the story apparently is not bad, but it is very there's layers. There's a lot of layers, and you've got to go back through on New Game Plus to get the like true ending, which I also like because it gives you even more incentive to see the things that change on the second round.
Onions have layers. Ogres have layers?
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to firing it up, especially since Bloober actually managed to make a good game when they did the Silent Hill 2 remake, and apparently
Yes.
they kept it going with this. So
Let's go, Bloober. We'll keep preaching your praises for a little bit. I'm cool with that.
until you give us a reason not to.
I'm cool with that. We also got a new Resident Evil Requiem trailer today.
Sure did.
I actually got around to watching that one. Man, that game is shaping up to be something.
Yeah, it really is, and they are really pushing Grace as the protagonist. So if they have Leon in it, like I've seen rumors about, I feel like he'll probably be like a kind of fringe last minute character, like Chris was in 7.
Some of the shots that they've shown for the environments in that game, a lot of that stuff is looking impossibly dark, like in Silent Hill 2, which is both good and bad for me.
Oh yeah.
I really like how the first person looks in that game. I'm not gonna lie.
I do too. And like I said, I'm still probably gonna do third person on my first round, but like you can change it in the menu whenever you want. So I might change it up a little just to see how I'm feeling. I noticed too that in that trailer at some point Grace is getting the heat. She's got it looks like a revolver, which I'm assuming is going to be the Magnum.
It was a big one too, man. That was a big old iron she had.
So people are talking about, Gracie and she won't be able to fight. Nah, she's gonna get guns. It's fine.
She's gonna get guns.
But it's her first time in a Resident Evil situation, but she's still FBI. She can still shoot. It's going to be fine. Yeah, really looking forward to that. Also, the little stinger at the end, we got to see a new villain. And dude looked messed up. Some kind of Frankenstein's monster.
Oh, yeah. Looks like he had a grill or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, who knows?
Someone also pointed out that the guy voicing the hooded man, or maybe that guy, just whoever one of the villains was talking in the trailer, sounded a lot like Troy Baker, and I can't say that he's wrong.
Oh,
my man.
This would be his first Resident Evil run. So
I can only hope that that's true.
If it's true, like I said, it'd be his first Resident Evil run. So
this will be my first Resident Evil run if he's in it.
Yeah, I can't say that he's wrong because I can hear it. Yeah.
I'll have to go back and listen to that.
Yeah, you can kind of hear it. You can kind of hear it.
But it looks really Troy Baker more than I love my kids.
He's just that kind of guy. I mean, no one could blame you.
He's just a good voice actor. I mean, everything he's in, solid.
Fiendishly good.
Like, wasn't he the one that got a role that he basically accidentally got the role, like he wasn't even really sure what was going on in it?
I want to say he did.
Yeah, it was Joel, wasn't it?
It might have been Joel.
Yeah, it was Joel from The Last of Us. He literally showed up and didn't even know what the role was, and wound up getting it. Like, that's how good he is.
Joel?
Yes.
Yeah.
My man, I had no idea.
Yeah, that's the man himself.
Yeah, I've heard that story, but I could not remember what it was.
Yeah, I saw something about it a few weeks ago because he was like, there were all these different people who showed up that he felt like fit the role more than he did, but he just he read the script like more or less on the spot and just did what he does and landed the role.
I mean, good on him. There's a reason that he keeps getting in stuff.
And it was
He's the
Ashley Johnson played Ellie, right?
Yes, she did.
Oh man, she's so good.
She is. Yeah. He's a great voice actor. And if he's in Resident Evil, I feel like having him be the villain is just a good choice.
At this
He
point,
fits that motif so well.
he does.
He does.
And at this point, if you make a game and you don't have Troy Baker in it, it's like you aren't legitimate.
Don't even publish it.
Don't even bother it. You have asserted that you are an absolute indie game if you don't have that man voicing someone in your cast. Like you are the Tech Group 8th grade dreams of a game if you do not have Troy Baker in your game.
He's out of line, but he's right.
Why are you booing me? I'm right.
But yeah, so there's that. Also, Silent Hill F, they have announced a preload dates for the digitals. It's going to be on the 23rd for the standard edition, 21st for the deluxe, because they do have a early access. And I feel like I am going to be obligated to get that because it's the new Silent Hill, first new one a new one that we've had since Downpour, and I really want to support that. But
Preload's
that
only like
coming
30-something gigabytes or something too.
Yeah,
optimized.
36.6, highly optimized.
Optimized.
And Maximilian Dude, who I'm a big fan of on YouTube and Twitch, he got to play it early for several hours, and he said that it is very good. Plays very well, frame rate is good, gameplay's good. These are all solid things.
I finally watched the trailer for that today, and man, the first cutscene that you get to see of the monsters in that game, it jump scared me pretty bad. The vigor with which that thing moved was so concerning.
I mean, yeah, you're getting through Silent Hill 2. You've got to pick this one up. You're in now.
I likely will against my baser instincts of, survival.
Did you see the? I don't know if it was that trailer, but one of the trailers at the end, like someone's face peels off, and it's really gnarly.
I missed that.
Yeah, it's just like almost like paper mache peeling off their face. It's wild. Yeah, very excited about that. And in addition, as far as our survival horror fans eating good, Fatal Frame 2 is getting a remake.
What?
Like the big Fatal Frame game, the GOAT of the franchise. It's getting a remake. It's going to be on all the systems, and it's coming out early next year, they said. Trailer looked great. New models, everything.
I remember that game quite well. That's a game that I did not play, but as a horror game, always looked interesting to me.
I've got it on PS2 and 3, actually.
I'm going to have to finally go back and finish the
Maiden of Blackwater.
Maiden of Blackwater. That game was fun and genuinely unsettling, but I got I probably got like 4 or 5 hours in and then dropped it. Not because it was bad, but because
there was something else that came out like right around that time too. Because I had got it, but I had already managed to run through it, and I don't remember what it was, but it was something else that we both got. So so that's pretty huge, and that one will sell. I have no doubt in my mind that one will sell. I'm hoping that what happens is it sells really well, and then they decide, oh, okay, let's remake 3. Maybe let's remake 1. And then in a perfect world, we get an actual new Fatal Frame game. That would just be the ideal timeline, really.
We have the potential to eat good and eat good for a while.
Oh yeah, and Fatal Frame 2, like if you're going through it with Silent Hill 2, imagine that, but you're in a Japanese village, like a traditional Japanese village, and all that stuff's going down.
Yeah, the aesthetic of that game is very, very nice.
Oh yeah, it's kind of that's why I'm saying that like Silent Hill F is a weird baby between Silent Hill and Fatal Frame, and I'm all for it because it's got the Fatal Frame aesthetic. Yeah, very excited about that though. Trailer looked great, and it's going to be back like out into the wilds early next year. It said
We
that's
also
pretty
have
huge.
very far into the future next year, or maybe even longer than that, but the rumors of Resident Evil Code Veronica being remade.
Yeah, and I believe I heard something about Zero being remade, but they had to scrap it and start over for some reason. So it's like way behind schedule. I don't really care. I'm one of those people. I don't really care about Code Veronica. Admittedly, it's an unpopular opinion. I didn't care for it. Still played it to completion, but it wasn't my favorite.
I bought the port of it, but I haven't actually played it yet. It's one
I
of
have it
those
as well.
games. It seems very long, and maybe not in a good way.
It's not. I didn't think it was. It kind of outstays its welcome for what it is. But I'm hoping that if the remake is real, they will kind of tighten things up and just fix some of the story beats that weren't good. Because that one has Chris's first encounter with Wesker post the mansion incident. You know, this is when Wesker has superpowers now. And it's not even a boss fight, it's a cutscene you watch.
What is going on?
I actually played a little bit of Code Veronica, believe it or not.
It like the saddest
Sh-
thing to me about Code
Shocking to me.
Veronica, it is, but like it has such a strong start aesthetically, like in the prison and everything. It's cool, and I swear the minute that Steve comes on screen, everybody's just, there goes the game. I hate that character so much. The biggest thing they can do in that remake is fix him.
Yeah, I played it at my neighbor's house. Guys, we were probably like 10 or 11. But yeah, I played a little bit of that game.
Yeah, yeah, it's unpopular opinion, but it wasn't my favorite. I still liked it as a Resident Evil game, but it's definitely not the best. I feel most people feel that way with Zero, where I like Zero more than Code Veronica.
I'm a little shocked to hear that they would consider a Zero remake. I feel like that feels like one of those games where it it definitely uh, looks very good. Like even still to this day, that's a very good looking game. I think pe people just have a well, there are two major gripes with that game. First of all, being the inventory system slash the hook shot. Um,
Oh yeah,
yeah,
can't fault them for that.
people don't like that. Having to have half of your inventory dedicated to the hook shot, and not even necessarily knowing when you might need it. There's like potential of like soft locking yourself, I believe, and then
You sure can.
there's also people have issues with some of the monster designs in that game, which I haven't played it yet, but it does seem a little strange. Like
There's a lot of animal based monsters
I've heard of a
instead of like
section of
zombies.
monkeys that people do not like.
The Eliminators, yeah, they suck. Yeah, it's a lot of like animal based ones instead of primarily zombies. So that's something that I did not like about it. And perfect
That is so
example of
odd.
doing, yeah, and I mean a good example of them doing the animal thing is Outbreak File 2, because the first scenario is a zoo, and it's actually good.
Huh? What? Are we going to the zoo?
Oh yeah.
For all you
Yeah.
basketball fans out there.
A classic deep cut.
It really is. Yeah, so yeah, we'll see. I do have high hopes for it because aside from the 3 remake, they have done good lately with Resident Evil. So, and I think that the team that did the 2 remake, I think that they're the ones working on Code Veronica.
Ooh.
All right, that's
So that
hot.
would be nice too. Yeah, that would be positive for sure. As long as it's not the team that did the 3 remake, we'll be okay. Oh, and I'm kind of surprised you hadn't mentioned this yet, Smith. There's a leak for Helldivers 2 that the automatons are going to be building a super weapon. And it looks an awful lot like a Death Star.
I'm hoping. That is horrifying. That's horrifying to hear, but I was really hoping that you were going to say that they were going to build an optimization feature for the game and make it actually somewhat playable.
Gee, wouldn't that be great? It's a wonderful game that's being hampered by incompetency.
A small update on that for our listeners. We had a brief expedition into the new content update that we mentioned last episode with the Into the Gloom release and the new bugs and everything. And if you've not experienced it for yourself, allow me to be your boots on the ground reporter. They suck. Oh, they suck. To fight against it is so miserable. Oh, it's so horrible. Oh, there's this thing on there called the Dragon Roach. That's another. My preferred alias for them is again something that can't be uttered on this particular version of the podcast, but I hate them. They're not cool to fight against. And then
They are
man,
unpleasant.
the Hive Lord making its return from the first game. The Hive Lords are in the first game, right?
Yes, they are.
Yeah, man.
They should have stayed there.
Absolutely, absolutely petrifying enemy to have added to that game. That thing it is like got to be like 3 skyboxes tall or something, just absolutely crazy. I think Ethan, it was the mission after you had to leave whenever we played the other night, but we we attempted that mission where you have to drive that vehicle around and like do some kind of like resource extraction with it. It is a huge it looks like a big, for lack of a better term, like just like a big, it looks like a big rig, but it's it drives like a freaking tank. It's kind of slow. We did not know that thing could be flipped, and
Oh yeah.
we the Hive Lord did its little tunneling thing and was trying to flank us or whatever, and it ended up Potter was driving this said vehicle, and it ended up flipping that huge extraction vehicle that he was in, and it just blew up immediately, and we failed the mission immediately.
Oh yeah.
'Cause
It
there's
took a lot of abuse, but it did blow up.
It was, oh my gosh, that it's they're not fun to fight, man. Not good. Not a good time right now. It is a horrible time to be a hell diver. You were facing things that no mortal people should ever have to see.
It's rough out there. It is rough out there. But hopefully they get all that kind of buttoned down, figured out, fixed
Yeah, the
soon.
content itself, though scary as it is, it's good. They definitely need to they need to do a performance optimization situation on that because it can't keep going on the way that it is. Not without there being a massive drop in the player base, because eventually people will get sick of that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, the content itself is good. It's just optimization is very bad right now, and they need to do some tuning for sure. Um, Apparently, the dragon roaches have a very bad tendency to spawn every time there's a bug breach. I was reading where one guy came outside from under the tunnels, and there were just 5 of them in the sky.
Oh my gosh.
I would launch my PlayStation into the next county if that happened to me. That is horrible. We're gonna move on from that. I don't even want to entertain that as a possibility of something that could happen to me.
Oh yeah, Ethan, I think you said you had a couple things.
What's on the agenda? Please save us.
Well, we hit the 30-year anniversary of the PS1 being released, so that was a cool landmark to hit.
Oh yeah.
30 years, gentlemen. That is almost our age.
I'm trying to remember one of the first games that I remember playing. My nana had, oddly enough, had a PS1 that she.
Really?
Yeah, dude. That was how I got to play a PS1 was over at her house. One second. Oh yes, man. Rugrats Search for Reptar. That is
I had that one too.
such a banger game. Oh man, I'm probably if if I booted that thing up today, it would probably be one of the biggest pieces of trash ever. But man, back in the day, that thing it released in 1998. 5-year-old me was having a time with that game, man. It was fun.
I'm not just saying this for the. What am I looking for here? For the Kojima flattering, but one of the earliest PS1 game that I can remember playing was Metal Gear Solid over at my cousin's house.
No, you don't ever have to apologize. Remember, this is we are pro glazing Kojima here. No apologies needed.
That's fair. This might as well be just nothing but a Kojima glazing podcast, but that's the earliest one that I can recall. And then we may have had a PS1 already, but that's the first one I can truly remember. If it wasn't that, it would have been like NASCAR 98 and maybe NFL Game Day 98. We were probably playing those prior to me experiencing Metal Gear Solid, but
NASCAR 98 was great. I'm not a poser. You will find this out. I've got the Dale tattoo on the leg, of course, but also one of my favorite NASCAR games of all time was actually on the PS1, NASCAR Rumble.
I remember that.
I bought that game years ago just to have in my collection. I don't own a PS1, but I own that game. I'm looking at it. It is. I love that game. It was so arcadey. It was like Mario Kart basically, but NASCAR. Like you would get like power ups where you could like shoot tires at people, and like there would just be like random tornadoes that would spawn on the map to like try to take you out. It was the definition of chaos. But man, that I have such fond memories playing that game. It's great.
I think, see, the first game that I remember playing on the PlayStation, I'm not sure which one was actually first, but I feel like it was either Twisted Metal 3, Croc, Legend of the Gobos, or Ape Escape. It could have also been Spyro the Dragon. It was one of those.
Ooh, you saying Twisted Metal makes me think of a horribly underrated game that probably played before Metal Gear Solid because I know it's in the collection. Vigilante 8.
I know of that game, actually. It's very obscure.
It
I've
is, but
never heard of that in my life.
it was actually extremely fun. It was in the like identical vein of Twisted Metal.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take your word for it because I'm not even convinced that it exists.
You
It
should,
was, we have Twisted
there were
Metal
actually,
at home.
it was, and there were at least 2 of them, but we never had this second one, but we definitely had the first one. I played the crap out of that game.
Yeah, I remember playing it and the other ones I mentioned, and I also have fond memories of all the PlayStation Jam packs that you would get.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I remember playing the Metal Gear Solid VR missions on those, and that was my first exposure to the franchise.
Another lost relic in the
Demos.
yeah, man. You're it is so hard to even get a demo for a game nowadays. It's like that is a
You
rarity.
know, you say that, and that reminds me of something that I should have mentioned in our horror block. Tormented Souls 2 has a demo out. Just
Oh
out
yeah,
of
I forgot you
nowhere.
told me that. Yeah, man.
Yeah, it came out like I think Tuesday. They just put it out. Say, hey, here's a demo. It's like the first hour of the game. Have fun.
Oh, that rules. I watched a playthrough of the first game, and I want to go back and play it for myself. That is a solid. That's a solid game. I'm glad
It's
it's
a
getting a sequel.
it's a classic fixed camera angles horror game. It's classic horror all the way down to the cheesy voice acting, and we like that.
So good.
It was really good. It was fun. It hit all the notes. It was spooky when it needed to be. You didn't feel completely helpless. The weapons were fun. You got random stuff. You had like your primary gun, like your pistol, essentially was just a nail gun. This poor woman just like shows up at this place looking for her sister, gets knocked out, wakes up in a bathtub missing her eye, just slaps a bandage on it. It's like, yeah, it's fine. Picks up a nail gun and proceeds to murder her way through this place.
It can happen to anybody. You always need to be prepared to do something like that.
Oh yeah, you never know. Yeah, I thought it was funny though you mentioned it. It actually got one.
Maybe there is a benevolent God above who wants us to live and prosper.
You do see them on occasion. It's usually not for a big game, but you do see them on occasion. And I feel like that is a good sign when someone puts out a game, like a game demo. I feel like that means they're confident in what they're putting out, and they're fine letting you try it before you buy it.
That's true. Yeah, that's that really proves that they're not really trying to hide behind something.
Yeah, it's like we're not keeping the crappy frame rate a secret. We're not hiding screen tearing. We're not hiding other performance issues that it may have. It's just here it is. This is what we've got. Try it out. If you like it, great. If you don't have to buy it.
Reckon with it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think it's a good thing. It's always a good thing. There's a there's a demo. There might be a demo for that Fatal Frame remaster that Made in the Blackwater that we got. I think it might have had one. It does happen. It does happen.
I think you might be right. I think I may have actually played that before I bought it.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's no telling, though. I can't remember what I said 10 minutes ago.
Same.
It's all lost to the warp.
Gentlemen, any other boxes to tick before we sign off? I do believe, if we have not already, we are nearing our destination, so to speak.
I did have one other thing. Metroid Prime 4 finally got a release date after all these years. December 4th. That will be a big thing. And I guarantee you Nintendo will try to charge $90 for it, and I will not pay that for it as much as I love Metroid.
I've still never played one.
Great games. Well, they're all great except for what was the one on the Wii that was so trash? It was so bad I pressed it. Other M, I think was the name of it. It's not good.
Other M?
Other M. Yeah. It was a crappy. Yeah, that's what it was. I just looked it up to be sure. It was a crappy one that they got Team Ninja to do, and they should never have been the developers on it because it's not their thing. And they tried to make it story focused and like Samus has emotions and their squad members like, no, that's not Metroid. Like she's a walking death machine. That's all she ever needed to be.
Other M is such a dumb name. It sounds like somebody trying to explain something to you in webdings.
It's really dumb, especially when you had other titles like, see here, Metroid Prime, Prime 2 was called Echoes, you had Zero Mission, Fusion. The latest one, the latest side-scroller that was fantastic was called Dread. That's a good name. Like, you can do it, and then just Other M.
Other M.
Why would you do this? And it's like, people just kind of ignore it. It takes place between Super Metroid and Metroid Fusion, which are two of the best games in the franchise. So it's in a spot where we can all just ignore it because it doesn't matter. There's two great ones on either end of it in the timeline. It's irrelevant.
Moral of the story here, folks, if you have a problem child, just ignore it.
Just ignore it. Yeah,
The
that's all I
problem
can think
will
of.
resolve itself.
Leave it to its own vices. Leave it to wallow in its own disappointment and shame. Things will turn out okay in the end.
That's just how things work.
I just want to chime
Well,
in
folks,
real quick before we end and say
Ethan's going to chime in.
I'm going to chime in and say that for whatever reason, Channing Tatum is in the dub for the Demon Slayer movie coming up.
But why and who?
He voices a character named Kaizo, I guess is how that's said.
Oh, okay.
It actually came
Wow.
out today.
Yeah, I unfortunately don't think that a theater around me is showing it in dub. Which would mean a theater around you is not showing it in dub.
From what I am seeing, AMC is showing it, so we may be in luck.
Maybe.
Man, speaking of AMC, the first Toy Story had a re-release in
Yes.
theaters today only in AMC theaters.
30 years, boys. It was the first ever CGI, or not CGI, that type of animation. 3D animation.
That's so heartbreaking to think about. That
I
makes
remember
me,
getting that
makes
movie
me
for Christmas.
feel so old. It's so horrible. I don't want to talk about this anymore. We're ending in a ride here.
Call it. Send it in, boys.
Get me out of here.
Gentlemen, we've arrived at the destination. We didn't lose a single parcel on the load. Congratulations. It's over. It's done. It's dusted. Another episode in the books. Folks, we want to thank you, as always, and so much for joining us again here on the Friendo Wagon podcast. Thanks for your time. Thanks for your consideration. We can only apologize, as we do week after week, that you continue to return. Please, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. You can find us on a lot of different socials: YouTube, of course, Instagram, Twitch, Twitter. I feel like I'm forgetting something. We have an email,
Gmail.
but you all have made it clear in your silence that no one cares. But we are just the Friendo Wagon everywhere mentioned, and we are the Friendo Wagon at gmail.com. Again, subscribe to the YouTube channel, leave a comment. Tonight was a huge nostalgia cast. Let us know your favorite PlayStation 1 game, and if you have not played the PlayStation 1, we pity you.
You're too young for this podcast.
We pity you, and you probably also need to go watch Toy Story. I don't know what else there is to say. There's probably no salvation for you. Signing off for now, folks. We love you so much. Thanks again. We'll see you next week.
Thanks for coming aboard.
And just so you know, peanuts contain carbon, the same element found in diamonds and dynamite. And scientists have created tiny diamonds from peanut butter. So if you ask me, it's the most valuable food on this planet. But until next time, friends, the Friendo Wagon is going somewhere else.